Greetings and welcome to Matrix Journey Presentation 7. You just can't make this shit up with what's going on. Patron saint of pandemics and epidemics is called Corona. You've got the WHO, the World Health Organization, and you've got the New World Order. So WHO and now. And you've got the Agenda 21, and then you've got the Agenda 2030. Well, it's all encoded in the numerology. I mean, you've got your 5 there, you've got your 22, skull and bones being 322. You've got various combinations that come out as 5. And let's think about how the dark side operates. It cannot create, it can only recreate, which is always chaotic. So it's going to be like the sine wave, the serpent, ebbs and flows. You know how it feels when you think, oh, it's going to be a lovely day, and then it clouds over, and then the disappointments. Well, I think this crowning glory of Corona is going to be just that. Creeping up, a predator will always creep up and doesn't want to be detected. So I think you'll find what is going to happen is this coronavirus will die down and then will come back with a vengeance, and they will say it's a virus and it's mutated, and it'll come back next year and the year after. It follows the same pattern as the chemtrails, slowly introduction. If you want to, as the famous quote of Joseph Goebbels, if you tell a lie often enough, people will accept it as the truth. So I'm pretty certain you're going to see a lot more of this. Potentially there is the possibility of mud floods that could also come out of this as well. One thing I'm also seeing is with the hedges is the same pattern as with California with the vineyards. These hedges are not dropping their leaves. They've gone brittle, they've gone brown. If we're going to have a hot summer, they're going to catch fire, even somewhere like Scotland, if we have a really hot summer. And then they say, oh, it's because of the temperatures. You can sort of see the pattern of this sine wave, sort of an ebbs and flows of something bad, something good, something bad, something good, all to lower the vibration by bringing it further and further disappointments in successive years. And they will suck cess. That's the way they operate. Another very interesting thing, now I know this word from a motet from Bruckner, it's called Asperger's Me. And then, of course, you've got the weaponized word of Asperger's syndrome. But break that word down. You've got an asp and purges. So are they purging us of our energy? In other words, are they going to vax, as in suck out our innate, our nature? Because that is vax innate. It's right there in plain sight always. It's just put in a code as always. Then, of course, you've got the pontiff, the pond life as well. It's incredible what comes out of this in so many ways. There's a few thoughts there I thought I'd just share on this and basically stick my head above the parapet and make a few predictions. You've also got, thanks to Paul Knight, Black Sheep Researcher, there's even a 50p coin with the Queen of the Hive, the Queen's head on the head, and on the tail is this depiction of this coronavirus, which I can't help notice. It looks very much like those mines they used to put, or probably still use in the event of a war, with these spikes sticking out of a round ball. We've had what looks to be a lucky break the last couple of days here. It's been sunny with blue skies. Maybe they've run out of chemicals. Or could it be that there are 20,000 UK troops on exercises? Exercises for what? Then there's also the information I've got about prison officers over the last few weeks have been trained in riot control, not for within the prisons, but for without the prisons. as within, so without comes to mind with this one. And then you have to start thinking about all the outside of the actual police force and the army. You've got your sort of voluntary police, which will probably be involved in this, and all the other security services. Remember, health and safety is not about our health and safety any more than community standards on Facebook is about our community. That is the assumption that we always make with these things. So it's just a few ideas there. I don't want to put this out as fear, but we do at the same time need to be aware of what is going on in this insane world. And I can see the pattern with these things. They're using the sine wave. They're using the serpent in that sort of S shape. And if you think, it's shown on the heart monitor as well. It's shown in the analema with the sun and the moon. So just a few things to sort of keep in mind with all these things about the potentials of what they can do, and up to you how you respond to it. It is a case of where the energy where the attention goes, the energy flows, but at the same time it's duality. So we do have to have an understanding and a knowledge about these things as opposed to an intellect, because you've got that word L in there. So yeah, just a few little things. Just to expand also on what Christine Holographic Multiverse Channel has said about the ISO. The S being the source or the serpent, and it splits into the 1 and 0. Well, do we not live in a digit all age, and what do computers work on? The binary system of 0 and 1. You just can't make this shit up, can you? So just a few ideas there, and I think these are test runs just to see how the public will react. On the plus point, what this is bringing out though is some of the best qualities in humanity in a few, which balances out with some of the worst qualities with those that are hoarding and being self-serving. And don't forget, you have checkouts in supermarkets which are self-service. So just a few ideas to think about there. So I'll leave that one with you, and leave your comments on what you think, and if you want to expand on this, take this further, then please do. One final point as well. The answers are not difficult to find. I looked at some of these octagonal towers nearby, and I've noticed the lead coming down from what they tell us are weather vanes, which are antenna collecting atmospheric electricity, and lead will conduct electricity and presumably atmospheric electricity. So I think some of these buildings, these Tartarian structures, are still operational, and they are collecting things, and of course they are making us into pagans, where they charge us for the electricity, because it's all about energy terms, it's all about water terms. It's always rubbed in our face in a very unpleasant and sinister way. This is the thing we always need to look at, and to understand what is going on and build up our understanding, and not react without thinking about these things. But the best thing you can do with all of this is stay in high vibration, and look after yourselves. Don't give in to the fear porn of the medium of the media. I mean, it's doing a wonderful job at frightening people as it is. You've got queues outside chemist shops that resemble more like people waiting for a bus, for example. Anyway, that's it for now. Just a very quick video. The last one took all night to upload. I think it was a 13-minute video, so I thought I'd make this one earlier. You know what it's like with New Year's Eve when the internet slows down, and I can see that is going to be coming about, where the power go off. There's already people talking about having their phone connections dropping. I can also see that there will be the panic and people withdrawing savings from the banks, and of course then there's going to be the problem there is not enough money, for physical money, for the banks to cover all the savings. So another thing to keep in mind with all this. So I'll leave that there and say ta-ta for now.